Hey everybody, Rich Lang with Prep You this time, coming from the comfy couch, and it must be really comfy. You can see Shiloh. He's pretty much had it. It's been a pretty busy day for him. Anyhow, this video is the FOID CCL gun legislation update number 6, and we've got a few things going on, but I want to start this one off with Virginia, the state of Virginia. If you follow election news like I do, you all know that the governor, the Senate, and the House are all Democrats now, and they've decided that they want to bring forward Senate Bill 64. Senate Bill 64 says, oh, I guess I should say this first. I think Virginia has a saying. It's Virginia is for lovers, not for gun lovers, based on Senate Bill 64. Senate Bill 64, if it were to pass, would make it illegal to train people in the use of firearms. A person is guilty of unlawful paramilitary activity punishable by a Class 5 felony if he, number one, teaches or demonstrates to any other person the use, applications, or making of a firearm, explosive, or incendiary device, or technique capable of causing injury or death to persons. Interesting, huh? Point 2. You're also guilty if you assemble with one or more persons for the purpose of training with, practicing with, or being instructed in the use of any firearm, explosive, or incendiary device, or technique capable of causing injury or death to persons, intended to employ such training for use in or in furtherance of civil disorder. So, constitutional right, and they call it a civil disorder. Also, assemblies with one or more persons with the intent of intimidating any person or group of persons by drilling, parading, or marching with any firearm, any explosive or incendiary device, or with any components or combination thereof. So that's the end of military parades, and like marching bands, some of them have wooden guns, and they do different techniques with them. I guess that means they can't do that anymore. But on the bright side in Virginia, you talk about gun sanctuary county movement. There are 133 counties in Virginia. 22 are already gun sanctuary counties, with another 53 considering joining, and I'm sure that will jump up. So that's interesting. So as President Obama said shortly after he got elected the first time, he said, elections have consequences. To the winner goes the spoils. So there you go. Congratulations, Virginia. 2. The New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus the City of New York. They heard the case, the Supreme Court heard the case on December 2nd. For those of you that don't know about that case, it's basically brought by a group of people that are, they call themselves the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association. They caused suit against the City of New York's ordinances, which stated it forbids lawful firearm owners from transporting their firearms out of the city. The only place they could transport their firearms were to the 7 ranges within the city. So you couldn't take it to ranges outside the city, you couldn't take it to go hunting or whatever. There was also a second ordinance in there that covered business owners that allowed transportation of a firearm to and from work, to their homes, and to the 7 ranges. No place else, and you couldn't make any stops in between. So if you were on your way to work and you wanted to pick up breakfast, you couldn't carry your firearm. So right now, that is with the Supreme Court. Haven't heard anything more. You know how slow that works. So there, that is. Well, keep us all posted. Find out what's going on with that from the different sources that I have. For those of you that remember a case called the Wilson versus the Cook County case, it is now with SOTUS, and the technical name is a petition for writ of cert petition. I'm not going to pronounce the Latin name. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Basically what that was the case where banning certain firearms and in Cook County, and it's now made it to the to SOTUS. So we're just going to have to wait and see where that goes. I'll keep you posted on that. Also, another court case. I don't know how many people knew about this court case, and this involves FOID laws. There's several lawsuits out there. Obviously, we know the Brown versus the state of Illinois, but here's one from Guns Save Life, Inc. They're a nonprofit organization, which we're going to talk to a little bit later, or talk about a little bit later, versus Kwame Raoul, in his capacity of Attorney General, and Brendan Kelly in his capacity of Acting Director of the Illinois State Police, basically alleging that Illinois FOID cards were unconstitutional as a violation of federal and state constitutional rights to bear, and they went into basically the Second Amendment. They also talked about the taxation and where the money went to. But the opinion came back, unfortunately, against Guns Save Life. And let me read you some of that. So basically the court upheld the FOID case, and this was in the appellate court, the 4th District Appellate Court. And this is what the court said. And I'm reading it right from the findings. The benefits of granting the injunction for the plaintiffs, Guns Save Life, members are clear. They would no longer be bound by the FOID Act restrictions. They and all other Illinois residents would not need to possess, apply for, or renew their FOID cards. Individuals like Myers and the unnamed veteran, those were the ones that were in the case, would no longer be prevented from possessing firearms and could gain access to their firearms or acquire new ones any way they want to. However, the injury to the state of Illinois is just as certain. The purpose of the FOID Act is to promote and protect the health, safety, and welfare of the public by preventing certain persons, such as felons and the mentally ill, from acquiring or possessing firearms and fire ammunition. Without the FOID Act, the state of Illinois would have no system to identify the persons who are not qualified to possess firearms or firearm ammunition. The direct consequence of granting the preliminary injunction, or stop the FOID card, would be to leave the state of Illinois and the public without a system designed and intended to identify at least some of those persons who should not acquire firearms, or notify the state of Illinois when a person attains that status. Plaintiffs also failed to show that it would suffer more harm than defendants or the public. Basically, the way I read the whole thing is the court says yes, though the FOID card system may be unconstitutional, there is nothing in its place to protect the public to keep others from getting firearms, even though felons and mentally ill, there's already safeguards above and beyond the FOID for them not to get it. It's illegal. So the court agreed with the premise, but did not agree with the result. I'm not a lawyer. You lawyers out there probably read it a little bit better and probably be able to explain it to people a little bit better than I just did. But anyhow, FOID stands, at least in that case. Speaking of the Illinois FOID, I'm hearing from people that come into the gun range that I work at that it is taking a little bit less time to get your card. That's good. Senate Bill 1966 is still being held up. Who knows what's going on down there right now? I mean, there's people dropping like flies with all these investigations. So we'll just have to see what's going on and how the elections come up next year. The concealed carry law, I haven't heard anything different with that. Everything's staying about the same. Brown versus the state, we all know that they had, it's for the Supreme Court. No news on that. And lastly, I told you I was going to tell you a little bit more about Guns Save Life. They're an organization. They're basically a nonprofit organization. They produce this newspaper. Great newspaper. I get a lot of information out of this newspaper, as well as from the Illinois State Rifle Association. Please join the Illinois State Rifle Association. Great organization. Excellent to be. But if you join this organization, and they are affiliated with JPFO, Civilian Marksman Program, National Rifle Association, Illinois Federation for Outdoor Resources, ISRA, and others. But you can sign up. All right, just go to Guns Save Life, gunsavelife.com. We've talked about this before. Some of the things that you get gun news comes directly to your door. There are discounts at some gun shops and ranges. It is a CMP eligible club. It also has member only website content and pride of ownership in our famous highway signs. I have no idea what that means, and I'm a member. That's kind of weird. And then there's also members only legal defense fund. But please, great newspaper, gun news. We have it at our range. Come by and pick it up. But you know, it's $30 a year to join, and it's there's even 3-year membership, and there's family memberships, business memberships, life memberships, and stuff like that. You just sign up. Go to gunsavelife.com. That's about it for this 6th episode of the gun legislation, FOID, and CCLs around the country. Hopefully that helped you out. Hopefully it didn't make you all that mad. But anyhow, thanks for watching the video. Please remember to become a subscriber. We're getting more and more subscribers every day. Thank you. I owe you all for that. It's very, very nice to see that. Also, we are on Facebook under PrepU under YouTube. Also, show all your friends and family and frenemies and all that kind of stuff. Tell them all about us, and have them subscribe too. Please comment on this video if you have any news that we don't have. Put it out there, because when people watch these videos, they can actually see your comments out there. So that's about it. So for now, like we always say, be aware of your surroundings. Please be prepared to be on your own for up to 72 hours. Federal, state, and local authorities will tell you that because we may not be able to get to you right away. And please, prep like your life depends on it, because not only your life depends on it, but your family's lives and these guys' lives. Now, Lily's over there. You can't see her. Thanks a lot. Take care. See you next time.